Drug Policy Working Group Communications Officer, Michael Wakelyn-Green. Michael, thank you for joining us tonight on Vote 2026. Were you surprised by the scale of your win last night?
Oh, the margin was definitely very welcome, but I'm not surprised by the victory, not at all. The amount of volunteers and doors that we knocked, it was fantastic. Obviously, there's such an appetite for change, and we have got two options really of that change. And obviously, I think the Green Party is the genuine version of that change. We're talking about, well, especially we're talking about drug policy. That's what I'm here to talk about. We're actually offering evidence-based, pragmatic solutions to the issues that are in society, rather than just recycling Tories that cut our social services.
You're a party that might win dozens of MPs at the election, according to what we're told today by Zach Polanski. But how can you do that if you want to legalise heroin? How is that going to attract Middle England?
Our policy is evidence-based. It's been made by academics, people who work in the space. I don't represent my employer here, but I am an NHS alcohol and other drug worker. Everyone I see, it comes into my hospital with drug-induced psychosis has happened while it's been illegal. I work with young people that have been trafficked into gang violence, been groomed into gang violence. What we're proposing is taking that market out of the hands of organised criminal gangs, actually being genuinely tough on crime and tough on the causes of crime. To nick a quote there from our so-called left-wing rival. So our policy is actually about being pragmatic, and it's about being better for our communities and having a public health approach to it. That is appealing. Despite what Labour have said and what they've put out, people are resonating with it, and it's popular.
I mean, sitting there listening to your winning candidate, the MP, Hannah Spencer, today, I heard of her 5 minutes in that press conference this morning at 10 o'clock. She mentioned the environment once. You know, in the old days, you were the Green Party. Environmental issues were to the fore. But instead, you talked about Gaza, cost of living, spiralling bills. People can't get a foot on the poverty ladder. Drugs, I'm sure if you were there too, should have mentioned that too. What is the Greens now then? It's basically a basket for people who are a bit cross on the left of politics.
No, so environmental policy is woven throughout all of those different policies.
Okay.
Like, take, for example, like the cost of living crisis. We know that green energy is a lot more cheap to produce than it is oil and gas energy, despite the fact that Richard Tice would say net stupid zero when, Reform Party donors are all, ad hoc to the oil companies. They're the ones who are making the money off us perpetuating oil and gas, rather than investing in renewable energy that is cheaper for people's household bills and would help that cost of living crisis. What we also know with drug policy reform and actually investing in treatment services, it saves our society long money. That's not me saying it. That's the Dame Carol Black report that was commissioned by the Conservative government. Every £1 spent on it saves between £2.50 and £4 for later costs to society. That is real impact in people's communities. That's not only better for people, but it's also better for our economics. And I'm sure your viewers really do care about where we are spending our money. Investing in people, investing in our communities pays dividends for us long term. It creates happier and healthier and safer communities. And that's what our drug policy does. That's what Green Party policy does more widely.
Michael Wakelyn-Green, my colleague here. Indeed. Michael Wakelyn-Green, my colleague Liv Utley there mentioned this is the emphatic arrival of five-party politics. Let me just play you a clip of what Hannah Spencer told us earlier this morning.
We are not here to be disappointed by Labour.
There you have it, the new MP there saying we're not here to be disappointed by Labour, but to replace them. Is that the goal? I mean, can you replace Labour on the left of politics with this fragmented, slightly strange coalition of the kind of the Muslim vote and the kind of quite a free vote on drugs and the like?
So Labour left the left with their policies. In the last election, Labour Party was funded more by corporations and offshore tax haven-based hedge funds than they were by the unions, which is a collection of workers. So Labour's gone. I was in the Labour Party for 8 years before leaving halfway through Starmer's tenure. So I've been in the Greens now 4 years. Labour left me. I went to conference and people were fighting each other in the conference halls. Horrible. It's a toxic environment. Of course, people are leaving Labour in droves because the environment is horrible. It's led by a nasty cabal at the top, which are dictating everything below. Take what happened with Andy Burnham. I'm sure you guys.
Well, that was for financial reasons. That was for financial reasons, as you know. That's what Keir Starmer said. Others, of course, might say. It was about keeping a rival out, the Parliamentary Labour Party. We'll wait and see. OK, Michael Wakelyn-Green, thank you for joining us tonight on Vote 2026. Thank you for joining us. Michael, of course, is the Green Party's drugs and coordination spokesman. I'm joined now in the studio by the leader of Reform UK on London Assembly.